Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. We are done with the week, you guys, almost. It has been such a quick week. I mean, we've been on vacation. I mean, we're at home, but Ben took a vacation week to do stuff around the house and things like that. And I don't know why, but vacation weeks go by so fast, you guys. It's incredible. Why? I'm just going to put some lip balm. My lips are really dry today. This is the Laneige sleeping mask. You guys, so good. So good. I love them. It's still probably my favorite lip mask probably ever of all time. Okay, now you guys, I already have a primer on. I went in with the CC cream, the VFX Pro CC cream in the green to counteract redness. You could go in with any primer that you want. What I'm going to do today, even though this goes against what I normally do, you guys know that I'm usually all about the glow, the dewiness, and all that, but there are a lot of you that do like a more mattified look and a powder-based look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a really quick, easy way to get your foundation on using just one of the pressed powders, a little bit of gloss, some mascara, and a little blush. And it will be easy, simple, out the door, and it will give you that mattified look. Now, the reason I don't like powders on me is because my skin is very dry. I have texture. I have some fine lines and wrinkles. My pores have been a little bit more enlarged as I've gotten older. And I just have a lot of texture to my skin now. When I don't have makeup, it's not as noticeable. You don't really notice a lot of texture on my skin without makeup. But once I apply makeup to my skin, you start to see a lot of the texture on my face. And I have some crepey skin coming out now, like that's kind of like what you see here from when I lost all that weight. Like my chin got really crepey because I lost a lot of weight. I had like a double chin, like a massive double chin. So now when you look at me from the side, this used to be big, but it was solid. So now when I lost the weight, this is all extra skin now that, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. It's loose skin. I can't really do anything unless I want to go for surgery and have them, you know, fix it, which I'm not doing. I'm just not doing that. So now what you see is as I've lost more weight, this is all just starting to get really crepey skin. And on my eyes, I have some crepey skin now on my eyelids. And then I've noticed like over here, I'm getting, you guys can probably see, like there's some crepey skin happening here now. So what happens is when I don't have makeup, you really don't see that unless I'm like going like that, okay? But for the most part, you don't notice that. But when I put makeup on now, especially on this side not so much, but this side, yes. Why, I don't know, but I notice when I put makeup on, it kind of accentuates right here, and that crepey look on my skin kind of comes through a little bit more. And because the product tends to sit inside those little lines. So when I smile, when I have makeup on, it's very noticeable now. Whereas if I just go barefaced, you don't really pay attention. You're not going to notice it, nothing like that. So if I put powder products, it tends to accentuate it even more. If I use cream-based products that are really hydrating, it tends to plump up my skin. So the more plumping that you get in your skin, obviously, when you have a lot of moisture in your skin's plump, the plumping of your skin will make this area more smooth, where if it's dry and you have a powder product that's drawing out that moisture, this is going to shrivel up more and you're going to see more of that texture. Where if you are having a hydrating product, a hydrating primer, a hydrating foundation, it's going to plump up your skin with that moisture, and it's going to help smooth out. So on someone with really dry skin and more mature skin, I find that the powder does the absolute opposite. So it intensifies what I don't want to show, which is why I very rarely ever wear powdered products. But I know a lot of you do like a mattified look and you do use powdered products. So I want to, for the sake of the video, to show that you can get one of Farmacy's powders and actually use it in conjunction with some powder bronzer, get a really pretty faux foundation look. Super simple and quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in with, I don't have a lot of powders left. I actually gave a lot of my darker powders away because I never use them. So I'm going to start off with the number 2 powder that we have. We have a ton of shades in our pressed powders, guys. So you can definitely find a shade that will either match your skin, or if you want to give yourself a faux tan, go up a shade. So if you normally are in shade 2 and you want to give yourself a little bit of a faux tan, go to shade 3. You know what I'm saying? So just up it by 1 number and it will give you that faux tan. Or stick with the number that's closest to your skin and build that faux tan with the use of powdered bronzers and contour, okay? So I have that primer on. I just used the VFX, the CC, the green tube, well, the white with the green, to counteract any redness. And I'm going to go in now with the number 2 pressed powder. And I am just going to lightly press that onto my face. Now, is this going to cover up all the imperfections? And if you have like hyperpigmentation, things like that, no, it's not going to cover up as much as if you had a regular foundation. But this is a really easy, simple way to even out your skin tone without a lot of effort, okay? And you do want to bring it down your neck like you would with any foundation. Okay. Now with me, when I do this, I would definitely stick to the powder closest to my skin color and then go in with some bronzer. Now, if you want to use less product and you want to get away with just a powder, then go in with that 1 shade deeper. And that will eliminate you having to use a bronzer because your whole face would be like bronze. Like if you sat out in the sun, your whole face would pretty much be that bronzy color. And you would achieve that by buying one of the deeper shades, okay? So, super simple. These powders are like velvet, you guys. They're so nice. And again, pardon my hair. I need to flat iron it. Just these pieces. For some reason, these pieces always get curly, even though I blow dried my hair. It's so weird. Okay, so this would be step 1, okay? This would be the quickest, easiest way. Even though this powder is exactly the match of my skin, you can see that it does even out my skin a little bit. So I could easily just throw on some blush at this point, some mascara, and some lip gloss, and I'd be good. But if you wanted to add the warmth in, then we have to go in with some bronzer. Now, just keep in mind, if you have dry skin and you go in with a powder, and then, I'm going to sneeze, sorry. Maybe not. My allergies are kicking my butt. If you don't like a lot of powder products, if you go in with that same shade, you are going to require using a second powder product on your skin. So if I wanted a more bronzy tan look, I personally would go in with a powder a shade deeper than this and then just use that instead of using 2 powder products on my skin. But for the sake of this video, I do want to go in and I do want to show you both ways. So right now, like I said, this would be perfect, okay? Like I said, you can see my skin is evened out. And it looks pretty, okay? It looks nice. I'm looking at it in real time, in person, up close. Like I have this magnifying mirror. And it looks okay. Like it doesn't look dry. It's not coming across as being cakey or anything like that. It is, of course, going to accentuate, like I said, that crepiness to my skin. It is accentuating that a little bit, but I expected that. But other than that, it looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you could do if you wanted to deepen it. So you could go in with any of our bronzers, okay? Any one of them would be perfect. Each of our palettes are, this is the 3-in-1, and then we have the Peach Bite palette. Each of these have a contour shade in them. I'm going to just swatch the contour in the 3-in-1 palette for you. Okay, so that is the contour shade in there. Now, if you like a more, let me see. Let me get my other palette, you guys. I have so much stuff on my desk, you guys. It's insane, like right now. Let me get the Peach Bite palette. Okay, this is the Peach Bite palette, okay? So you also get a contour in this one. This is a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more warm. Let me see if you're going to be able to see that, okay? So you can see that is a much warmer, like true, like bronzy tan. This has more of a reddish undertone to it. So I don't particularly care for the contour in the 3-in-1, but I do like the one from the Peach Bite palette. So usually when I use a powdered contour, I usually will go in with this one, okay? And then usually what I do is I just take one of the double-ended brushes and I just go into that product and I just kind of place it right on top of my forehead, right near that hairline. And I do take it across my forehead because I have a bigger forehead, so I like to make it look smaller. If you have a smaller forehead and you want to make it look a little bit bigger, then just concentrate on here and put a little bit of highlight in the middle, and it will give the illusion of more space there. But I want to do the opposite. So then I'm just taking that bronzer and I bring my bronzer right on top. I don't bring it underneath because I have really big cheeks, so I don't like to emphasize them. So by putting it on top, it kind of gives the illusion that they're not as chunky. If I was to put it under here, it's going to make that lift and it's going to emphasize, and I don't want that because my cheeks are plenty big enough. I don't need to emphasize them. And the other really nice thing about this contour shade is it's really soft. So it's not going to give you harsh lines. It's not going to look harsh. You're not going to look like an Oompa Loompa. It has a really pretty tone to it. Now, you could go on your entire face with this contour shade if you wanted to and give yourself an all-over faux tan using a powder product. But I'm just keeping it on those certain areas, and I'm going to just bring a little bit down the sides of my nose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back now with that fluffy brush that we used to put on the original powder. And I am going to go in and blend that now because I don't want it to be harsh. I want it to look like very natural, like the sun just kind of kissed my face a little bit. And especially down at the jawline because we don't want a harsh line of demarcation where you're going to see like just these streaks of product. Nobody wants that. It's not pretty. Okay, so you can see it gives me warmth. It added a little bit of warmth to my skin, but nothing that looks unnatural, okay? And then I just go back over with that leftover product and I'm just taking it down. Now, if you wanted an eyeshadow on your eyes, you could simply turn your brush over, use the eyeshadow part of it, and dip into here. Use this as your crease color. You could put this on your lid and then this in the inner corner, or you could just sweep that highlight over your lids. There's so many ways you could use this as an eye look. So you could make it simple, or you could use all three to create a really pretty eye look. So you get your blush, your highlight, and your contour. So these palettes are great in the fact that you can use them multiple ways. And a lot of times I will use these three as an eye look because it is absolutely gorgeous. So if you wanted to skip the eye look like I'm going to do today, you could just go in with that highlight and just pop that in your inner corner, and it will brighten up your eyes without doing a whole entire eye look. So that's usually what I will do, is I will just pop a little bit of that highlighter in the corner of my eyes, and it just lifts my eyes. It just makes them look a lot more awake than what they are. You can tell it just kind of brightens them up a little bit. And then because we're using the Peach Bite, I'm going to stick with the blush from that palette so that you wouldn't have to buy two palettes. You know what I mean? So if you like the contour shade from here, then you have everything that you need. Now, for me, the blush doesn't show up as much, obviously, as 3-in-1. The 3-in-1 has a much brighter pinky blush. So it is going to show up a lot more, but I really do like this blush for this look because it sticks with the theme of that bronzy tan look. And then what you can do is take that highlight and just bring it down the center of the nose. If you want to put a little bit on top of the lip, you can do that. You could add a little bit to the forehead if you wanted to. But it's a very pretty natural looking highlight. So that is, let me show you the highlight. It's gorgeous, you guys. And then this would be your blush. So you can see it's very soft and very light. It has that peachy undertone. It's like a true peachy nude. So that would be the three. So you have that, that, and that. So contour, highlight, and blush. Now I'll show you the 3-in-1 in case you do like that redder undertone. So here is the contour shade, which you can tell there is a huge, huge difference, okay? That is definitely a much redder undertone, okay? And then you have the highlight, okay? And then we have the blush. So those are the three shades. That was a horrible swatch, you guys. Okay, so that's the blush, the highlight, and the contour. So you can see the difference in those shades, okay? There's a big difference. Even in the highlight, there is a difference, okay? But both great palettes, you guys. Like I said, you could do an eye look with all three of these also. So these are super affordable, and they will give you so many uses. You can get so much out of these two palettes. It's incredible, you guys, especially if you're traveling, if you're going to the beach, whatever you're doing, if you don't want to carry a lot of makeup with you, even for work. These are so convenient. They're so super easy to travel with. They're thin. It's a sturdy case, you guys, and it has the mirror on there. So you got your mirror. You're good. Like, they're so, so worth buying, you guys. And especially if you are on a budget and you are trying to save some money, and if you don't like clutter, maybe you don't like a lot of makeup products, you want something that's easy that you can just pick up and go. You don't have to think about it. Everything's right there for you. You're getting everything that you need. All you would need to do is add a lip product and a mascara, and you have a full face of makeup, okay? Full face. So super, super affordable, you guys. So now we're going to go in with some mascara, and we're going to do our lips, and we're done. I mean, it's that simple. And had I not been talking, it literally takes me 2 minutes to do this. Look, I mean, literally 2 minutes. It's that fast. So I'm going to go in with the Zen Mascara. This is $8.90, you guys. It has vitamin E. It's going to give you length, volume, definition. It is an amazing mascara for only $8.90, you guys. You're not going to find a better mascara for that price. Now, I use several mascaras right now. I'm using like 3 or 4 of them. I love them. I do love the Zen. I love the Double Lash from Pharmacy. Absolutely love the Double Lash. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to use Zen. I'm going to use Double Lash for you guys because I have the brown one. I want to show you guys the brown one because it really complements that bronzy tan look. It's so pretty, you guys. So I used Zen the other day, but Zen, $8.90, vitamin E enriched. It's really good for your lashes. And if you pair it up with the lash serum, the duo is incredible, you guys. Like, these two together, so good. And I've been using my lash serum again faithfully. I noticed such a big difference when I stopped using it, so I have gone back to using it, and my lashes are already so much more improved. So let me use this, but I have been using 2 other mascaras that I've really been loving, and I'll talk about those in another video. One is a drugstore, one is another from another company. Both are really good. So this is our Double Lash Extend Mascara. You guys know I rave about this mascara. They came out with a brown formula and a blue one, okay? I have both, so that's the blue. And then you have the original, which I love. So what's unique about this mascara is it's 2 mascaras in one, being that the top part here, if you unscrew here, you're going to get length, okay? And this is what the wand looks like when you pick just the length part. But if you want the volume also for your lashes, you're going to unscrew it here at the colored part when it's labeled. So you'll see it says volume. And what happens is that brush gets a little bit thicker and more dense, okay? And it also deposits more product, okay? So with that being said, if you do go in with volume and length or just volume, you do need to be mindful to maybe take a little bit of that excess product off because it's a lot wetter and there's a lot more product on this part of the brush. So when you do just the length, you really don't need to do that. When you pull the length out, you can see there's not as much product and that brush is a lot longer and the bristles are a lot taller. So what I usually do is just length, but because I'm doing this video, I'm going to show you volume and then length. So again, you can see how much more product comes out on the volume part. So I always scrape that off. Now I will say, I'm going to show you, this wand is extremely flexible. So if you are someone that's not used